Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between JohnnyCage versus, well, TGW. TGW has spawned as the red human over here on what I will call the top right hand side of the map. He's gonna go ahead and speed things up for a little bit, get to that 2-minute mark, and then get this game underway. Meanwhile, JohnnyCage has spawned as the yellow night elf on the bottom left. This is gonna be a night elf versus human matchup here on Autumn Leaves. 2-minute mark just reached as we're going to be looking at the Ancient of War clearing out this Ogre Magi creep camp. Expansions could be in order as we're looking at, well, TGW doing a similar thing, going to try and, well, use Militia to clear out. What is this? Actually going after the 543 creep camp. This creep camp will give level 2 to the Archmage rather quickly. There are a bunch of Forest Troll Berserkers here and Forest Troll Trappers, both very weak to this normal attack of these militia, but the militia are not going to be sticking around for very long. They don't actually deal that much damage back in their peasant form. Trying to finish off the Sasquatch will get taken down. There it goes, and now Ring of Protection +3 is dropped. A Wisp is scouting out the expansion location and is quickly going to find that, well, there is no expansion trying to be placed down. Meanwhile, coming back around Night Elf, using, well, Keeper of the Grove, and going to be using these tree ends to try and clear out some more creep camps. Already has up an expansion set up over here. Only 1080p 60, even with upgraded internet. I still get stutters. It could be my upload, or I don't know why you would be getting stutters, Wild Striker. I keep on getting advertisements for, a little bit of an unlucky break right there. Double ensnare on that front force of nature, trapping the back force of nature. Major damage lost there, a little bit of time lost there. I keep on getting advertisements for Google Fiber, but unfortunately, whenever I try to get it, they just don't have it for me. So the Google Fiber actually faster and faster, more reliable and cheaper than my current ISP, but, well, monopolies, or, well, government mandated monopolies. I know, and you know why, right? It doesn't really make sense for competition in the infrastructure. Like, you only have one place that you can really buy your water from, right? That just makes sense. Anyways, coming back to Archmage is sitting at level 3, has sold his Scroll of Town Portal, and maybe trying to set up an expansion as well. Meanwhile, back down to the south, your Tree of Life, nearly done, will be entangling this gold mine, and then Wisps will be headed on over. Speed building this town hall may actually beat the expansion getting entangled here, and having some Wisp being brought over. 32 supply compared to 26. Human expansions do get up and running awfully quickly, especially if you forego that earlier arcane tower. Probably people are still applying to Google Fiber, or they're focusing in Stadia first. No, it's the community right next to mine has access to Google Fiber. So I think that's the reason why I keep on getting advertisements for it. Part of my zip code actually gets it. I just don't have the option to get it. So a little bit of an unlucky break there. Keeper of the Grove coming in with level 2 Entangle is going to get some damage onto those footmen and perhaps try and finish it off. That footman could get choked to death right here. One footman purposely staying nearby. Perhaps no, another footman going to get entangled here. There's a denial right there as the Keeper of the Grove going to, well, take down one footman there, and perhaps take down one more. A very early level 3 Keeper of the Grove, racking up the damage here onto that footman. That footman could get strangled here to death in just a second. Well, is it going to be able to get 19 hit points? Nope, it gets taken down as well. No natural regeneration. However, the Keeper of the Grove able to double back around. Archmage was trying to run around the other corner. Archmage does not have Boots of Speed, does have Gloves of Haste, so will be able to launch that attack slightly faster. But the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3 and the Ring of Protection giving him enough survivability to head back home. All right, folks, it looks like we are in for a very, very long game, as both sides have set up expansions. 35 supply compared to 32, 21 workers compared to 17. TGW often known for having a lot of workers, or human players in general, just known for having a lot of workers being forced to go into low upkeep because of the amount of lumber they need. Demon Hunter is now being trained up onto the battlefield. Tier 2 is already done. for JohnnyCage. So already done, and now training up that second hero. This could be a bit of a problem for TGW here, as TGW tries to slow down these Ancient of Lores and neutralize the tech advantage. All right, one footman going to get taken down. There it goes again. 35 supply compared to 34, but the army of JohnnyCage is going to be much stronger once that Demon Hunter hits the floor. And once that Demon Hunter hits the floor, well, what are TGW's options? TGW could try and retreat back, try and regroup, regather itself. Meanwhile, Footman still keeping track of wisps all across the map. Archmage making its way off to the north here. Demon Hunter going to slide off to the north. Archers, Ancient of War now making their way around as well, as the Keeper of the Grove looks to do a bit more harassment. Going to try and find a couple more entangles here. All right. Who's walking around so early? Might be my kids. Coming back down into the south already. Archmage is still putting on pressure here. One Ancient of Lore is operational. Dryads should be ready here. Demon Hunter already out onto the battlefield. Second Ancient of Lore going to be ready here in just a moment, as the Water Elemental tries to back itself into a corner and get some additional damage onto this Ancient of Lore. Ancient of Lore, however, gonna have no problem staying alive. The Wisp are playing Whack-a-Wisp inside that gold mine, hiding itself. But all this is really doing is giving JohnnyCage significantly more experience so far. One Ancient of War was taken down here. Archmage is actually behind in terms of experience, as the Keeper of the Grove continues to drop down in tangles and, well, bring in problems. Demon Hunter should come over, try to get a mana burn. Yes, gets the mana burn before 125 mana, and, well, gonna finish off this last Water Elemental as well. Not to be outdone, TGW opts to go for a Pit Lord with Cleave strategy. Already has dual Circlets of Nobility, adding in a Gloves of Haste in addition to that Claws of Attack. Archmage now looking to retreat back off to the north. What is that Cleave and Howl of Terror really going to be doing? At least you don't need to wake up one or two kids. Are they? I don't know what they're doing. I feel like they're like opening the garage door this early. I'm sorry, give me one moment. Alright, sorry for the temporary delay, trying to figure out what's going on around me. Alright, so Pit Lord now coming across in here, going to be getting in some damage. You can see that cleave damage going across multiple units here. Pit Lord does have a decent amount of armor, but could be in a little bit of trouble. There's a quick mana burn and an entangle, stopping that Pit Lord in its tracks. And where is this Pit Lord really going to go here, as we see a Staff of Preservation save? Pit Lord now trying to retreat back, is going to be able to get away from that slow poison. Pit Lord could get taken down. Keeper of the Grove could also get taken down. And yes, as the Keeper of the Grove as the Demon Hunter was focusing onto the Pit Lord, the Keeper of the Grove was just naturally walking away from the Archmage. And, well, the Archmage was able to take down a level 3 Keeper of the Grove. Talk about an efficient trade right there. Archmage trading against a level 1 Pit Lord against a level 3 Keeper of the Grove, getting in a large amount of experience. Install cameras. Well, I think I have so many Wi-Fi signals in my house, they actually start to block out each other. I think that's become an issue in my house. Maybe in bigger homes, it would make sense to install cameras, but yeah, that's another discussion for another time. Pit Lord already resurrected, level 1 hero resurrected very quickly. Meanwhile, Archmage, what is going to try and do? Picking up a Potion of Invulnerability, which most likely will be given to that Pit Lord. TGW really coming in strong with the Pit Lord, with Cleave, with Priest, and gonna have some mortar teams for an engagement right in the middle. Druid of the Claw could have some bad times here. Here we are going into an engagement, trying to go after all of these units. No slow available, as the mortar teams quickly push back the remaining units. Staff of Preservation retreating the Demon Hunter back home. Gonna go ahead and heal back up, getting a rejuvenation. What did it sell? It sold a Wand of the Wind to pick up an anti-magic potion and a second Staff of Preservation, thereby frustrating, well, most likely going to be frustrating the human player even further. Alright, Ogre Magi easily taken down there. Level 4, what item is dropped? Tome of Intelligence, Slippers of Agility +3, not the item he was looking for. Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3, perhaps the better item there, as we see a quick Dispel on that mortar team. Unit's going to be turning back around. Bear is now out here onto the battlefield, and here we are. Here we go. Pit Lord, no Howl of Terror. Roar is now out here on the battlefield, and this is a major battle indeed. Spellbreaker's trying to line things up. Mortar team's trying to back away, getting healed up. Orb of Venom, a little bit of slow, and as well as the army lines are quickly being redrawn. Everyone diving in after each other. A bunch of low hit point archers, however, able to escape. All right. Apparently a big, better than coffee, better than a shower, better going back to sleep. Crotocraft. Cooking with Wi-Fi like induction. Oh yeah, maybe. No, we tried to install a couple of cameras and well, I guess another Wi-Fi network, especially since how densely packed, well, our area is. There's a lot of Wi-Fi signals, so that could be causing problems in addition. Anyways, mortar team's going to be trying to push their way through, finishing off some of these other back units. Pit Lord just shy of level 3, needing 4 experience more, but for that level 2 Howl of Terror. Potion of Greater Mana could be transferred over. What is going on here? What item is dropped? Well, that is going to be Slippers of Agility, as the Pit Lord is in that frontline spot. Could have some problems, and now using a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability does need some manual heals in order to stay alive. Natural regeneration not going to be enough. Mortar team's trying to lob some more attacks over, trying to get some damage. Does get to level 4 in time as it finally backs away and gets level 2 cleave. All right, a frantic Scroll of Town portal. Pit Lord does get to level 3 during that time, killing off 1 or 2 units in the process. Peasants need to make their way through, need to take down this last tree right here. Yep. Or, well, reposition themselves and then be able to break free here in just a moment. It's rare to see units explode, so it's really rewarding when it happens. Yeah, mortar teams, you know, finer details. Mortar teams, when they deal damage, the unit explodes and does not leave behind a corpse. This map is so cool. Thank you. Well, I don't even know why I'm saying thank you. I didn't make it, but Autumn Leaves is a very, well, popular map as of late. Plus 17 damage. Keeper of the Grove may pick up an Orb of Venom as well. Yes, he does. So a plus 5 damage Keeper of the Grove suddenly now at plus 22 with Orb of Venom damage over time. He's guest cast before, at least with Todd. I have. I did try and do some guest casting with Back to WarCraft during DreamHack Anaheim, but managing the players, I ended up losing my voice a little bit too early and wasn't able to do that. Coming back through, Pit Lord gonna go ahead and clear things up here. Water Elemental getting cleared back. Units are trying to back away. Hippogriff diving in a bit too far to try and take out some flying machines, quickly getting it finished off as those, well, fairy dragons now need a bit more protection. Mountain giants still diving their way in. Bears coming in, flanking from the other side, but the mortar teams are still fairly well protected. Keeper of the Grove with that Orb of Venom damage over time could really rack up that damage. Meanwhile, the Pit Lord is trying to retreat back, and what is your bruiser of a hero not attacking anything? Not quite sure what's going on here, as the Bears now in a bit of trouble as they are currently being slowed. Mountain Giants in that frontline spot. Howl of Terror being used across multiple sides. 72 supply compared to 71, as the mortar teams are still lobbing in great amounts of damage. Demon Hunter down to 153, waiting for a Staff of Preservation. There's a Staff of Preservation, but the Demon Hunter still alive and in this fight as he tries to retreat back. Goblin Shredder of JohnnyCage could spell some problems as he clears out too many of these trees and starts to expose the back of this gold mine. Still has 10 minutes to go. We'll see if that actually becomes a problem a little bit later. Goblin Shredder looking to... Goblin Shredder doing what he does best, clearing out all of these forests, clearing out the forest, as we are looking at level 4, going up against a nearly level 5 and, well, level 3. All right. Our Archmage could have been taken down here. Pit Lord can pick up, or could get to level 5. Pit Lord going to pick up that Tome of Agility, trying to get even a bit more armor. Anything to help that Pit Lord, well, really increase his survivability in this frontline location. Ancient of War, well, going to get pressured down. Pit Lord is in that frontline spot. Archmage may still gain a little bit more experience again, and taking down these trees with fortified armor with mortar teams to gain experience. Well, a little bit of a bonus surprise there, as Bear is now in that frontline spot. Archmage gets up to level 5 and says, that's all I really wanted. I wanted to get up to level 5, and here we go into an engagement. Fairy Dragon, well, healing up over here at the Moonwell. Continuing the fight, we have a big flank in from the other side. Archers are in the back position. Mortar teams are trying to position themselves, as well as the Pit Lord does use a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Still fighting its way through. 2 low hit point archers in the back. Tree Ents being summoned right in the middle of the battlefield right there. Just well, whoever thought that treants would be summoned right in that position, probably not the map designers, as archers are just still getting splatted as well. Damage is adding up back and forth. No real meat shield for the human army, save for that Pit Lord, and that Pit Lord is really trying to slice and dice up in that frontline spot. Low hit point Druid of the Claw could get Staff of Preservation. He's trying to find a way to go, but he's getting corralled into this small pasture here and gets taken down. Level 4 on the Pit Lord. However, a Mana Flare from Sorceress casting slow too close to a Pit Lord gets the Pit Lord taken down at level 4. Mana Flare for the win right there, as the Mortar teams will try to finish off the Keeper of the Grove. 2 Water Elementals getting taken down as the Pit Lord is now back in action. All right, back in action here, trying to rack up that damage once more. Resurrected at the tavern. Very quick damage. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter with Staff of Preservation back home, now ready to fight once again. Big damage indeed. Units are trying to retreat back again as the Flying Machine should be going after those Hippogriffs. Rifleman able to take down those Hippogriffs pretty easily. Pit Lord needs to get healed up, but the priests are not manually healing him at all. Pit Lord, Howl of Terror opening up the fight here. Scroll of Healing used again. Archmage finally out of all those Scroll of Healings. Staff of Preservation on 2 low hit point Mountain Giants as those units are trying to retreat back. One very low hit point Fairy Dragon will be able to escape away. Level 4 on the Pit Lord, level 5 on the Archmage, going up against level 5 Keeper of the Grove and an almost level 5 Demon Hunter. Scrolls of Healing, it looked as though, TGW was buying them as though they were on clearance, having 3 on the Archmage at one time. There goes another Ancient of Wind getting taken down. Mortar teams really racking up that damage, and we're trying to build an outpost here with an Arcane Vault. Entangle going to finish off a Mortar team pretty easily. Flying Machines trying to finish off those Hippogriffs, and we are once again going into another battle. It feels like there's been non-stop battles for the past 14 minutes, with the units only going back to heal temporarily and then re-engaging. Pit Lord in that frontline spot, absorbing quite a bit more damage than he wants to as he uses the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Staff of Preservation being used on both sides. One more Mountain Giant could be in a bit of trouble. Water Elemental should trying to actually be pathing this Mountain Giant here, and does exactly that. A Mountain Giant will finally fall as the Pit Lord absorbing quite a bit of damage. No, the Mountain Giant not falling. The Pit Lord deciding to back away from its target and giving it a little bit more distance. Scroll of Regeneration could be used. Pit Lord buying some more health items as well, as he is afraid to fall at level 4. Level 4, level 5, level 4 still on both sides. Demon Hunter just shy of level 5. Mountain Giant getting rejuvenated by these bears and the Druid of the Claw. But as you can see, a rejuvenation from a bear doesn't do hardly enough, as that Mountain Giant is still low on hit points. All right. We're looking at this expansion only having about, 7 minutes of mining left. This expansion only having about 6. And then, they'll have to try and move expansion locations against. Rejuvenation stolen onto the Pit Lord. Sorceress is going to try to line up a couple of slow Orb of Venom on both the Demon Hunter and Keeper of the Grove. Just wants to line up the attacks. Here comes Inner Fire Fairy Dragons, and here comes the battle. Mortar teams, are they in a proper position trying to fight even in all of these fences here? The Riflemen are actually fairly well protected, as the bears are trying to walk on through. Mana Flare still causing more problems across all of these units again, as the Hippogriffs are trying to go after the Flying Machines, who are trying to go after the Fairy Dragons. Entangled now onto the Pit Lord. Pit Lord still fighting his way through, getting entangled down, and out of commission for a short amount of time, ready back for more fighting. Low hit point bear should be focused down here. There's a good number of low hit point bears. Staff of Preservation or Staff of Sanctuary being used there, as another low hit point bear does get taken down. Level 6 now on the Archmage, and a sudden burst of level 6 onto the Archmage there. And if you're wondering how that happened, Archmage purposely used the Staff of Sanctuary on the Pit Lord to save the Pit Lord. An unintended but positive result was that the Archmage was by himself when a handful of bears fell. As those handful of bears fell, it suddenly gave the Archmage all of that experience and got to level 6. Ultimate ability is on the table. Mass Teleport, going to be difficult to overcome, but as we all know, up until level 7 on the Archmage often doesn't have enough mana to do all of the tricks and shenanigans that he wants to do. Speaking of tricks and shenanigans, an invisible knight already walking out across the field, and that could spell problems. 3 to 4 mortar teams, all your dryads die in 2 volleys. Yeah, pretty much. All right, we could be looking at a mass teleport into the expansion. Yes, we are. That's exactly what we're doing. Gonna mass teleport, and well, 3 or 4 mortar teams coupled with a couple of knights. Mortar teams could be, well, no, it doesn't even need that. Mountain Giant at 31 hit points was gonna try to lead the charge here. That is not gonna be a good spot at all. And well, JohnnyCage in some serious trouble as he loses his expansion so quickly. A walk of shame already underway for the peasants over here on the far side. Archmage now walking over here as well, as we see a staff of preservation bringing back the Keeper of the Grove. Mortar team's going to get taken down. Other side, finish off that Mountain Giant. No, Mountain Giant able to drink from the Moonwells in time. Oh, it really feels like TGW has this game in hand, should be able to close it out. But the sudden addition of a level 2, almost level 3 Keeper of the Grove does, well, bode well for JohnnyCage. If, oh, wow. All right, a 3-inch daddy long leg spider right behind my camera as it just falls. All right. Coming back through here, Alchemist going to get up to level 3, no real problem, no real problem at all. Going to get to level 3, looking to try and finish things off. Meanwhile, we are seeing some treants trying to scout out to see if an expansion is up and running, and it looks as though the scout towers are already being placed down. Where is the Tree of Eternity? Already on its move over here to that 5 o'clock position to set up the expansion, as the Alchemist is going to be bringing in additional healing on top of everything else. All right, Pit Lord sitting at level 4, Archmage sitting at level 6. A little bit of slowness as both sides are getting set back up. It may be a calm before the storm, but I'll have to be keeping track of the battle of Staff of Teleportation now Mass Teleport now coming back in. Mortar teams are all here trying to put down firepower and pressure. It looks as though a couple of buildings could get taken down here. Where are the mortar teams? What's going on here? As the flying machine's trying to put in the pressure here, and only the Moonwells. I would have thought much more damage would have been added in. Only one mortar team here, and with only one mortar team, the majority of the damage is, well, piercing damage and magic damage, thereby, well, not finishing off these buildings quickly at all. Perhaps a bad combination of units coming in from TGW. Healing Spray, not quite sure who it's attacking, as they decided to stop for just a split second. Mortar teams still completely missing from this fight here, as the fly machines try and take down some of those hippogriffs. 63 supply compared to 73. Mass Teleport going all the way back home. Pit Lord sitting at level 4, getting close to level 5, as another Mass Teleport getting underway. All right, teleporting in from the far side here, trying to get in some of that damage. Mortar teams, Mortar team, that is the only one that is left here, as the flying machines and, well, units are trying to push their way through. Fairy Dragons are going to get healed back up. A Water Elemental trying to, well, stop any of this mining as it can, as this is 2 bases versus 1. TGW needs to somehow close the door on this battle here by dealing damage to buildings, as we're looking at another Mass Teleport. One Sorceress, however, going to be left behind. All right, a lot of quick play there. Thank you for the follow. No mining at this gold mine yet. Meanwhile, this gold mine is about to be done. One knight hiding behind here, trying to, well, limit the amount of gold to be had. And, well, this gold mine could actually be long distance gold mined and walk of shamed from a distant location to try and take more gold from his opponent. Keeper of the Grove wandering around here. This knight just going to be sticking around, hiding in this spot, ready to, well, act as a beacon for an incoming army. All right, both sides just still flying, waiting for, well, training up more units. More mortar teams are getting added in. There's one mortar team now, a second mortar team going to get trained up as the scouting still underway. I'm going to go ahead and speed things up here. If this game does go super wandering around, no real action, as no one wants to be the one to make the drastic overall mistake in this game. Quick reveal right here. However, the knight is no longer there. Coming back around, it looks as though we may have pressure inside the main base. Knight does have inner fire. Are we going to have a mass teleport? No, where's the mass teleport? Off over here. Coming in from the far side, quick entangle onto the sorceress. Mana burn right there. No slow getting cast at all as the fly machines are in position. The Pit Lord trying to dive on into the spot here. Fly machines not offering any protection whatsoever as the Archmage looking to back up again. Mass teleport cooldown is already ready to go. Going to go ahead and teleport off to the other side, and in comes the army to try and take down some of these moonwells and some of these some of these other buildings. Taking down these buildings are going to be actually very, very key to try and win this war of attrition. All right, Hippogriffs are going to try and engage here. More damage coming back across. There goes an Ancient of Wonders. Units trying to retreat back. Archmage not using the Scroll of Town Portal as a final retreat. Instead, just going to use the mass teleport. Once again, able to move back. Doesn't move back over here. The walking distance between these two bases actually fairly close. And as close as they are, still, we're looking at JohnnyCage trying to run between the two effectively. All right, back at home, things are going into a quick heal once again. Flying Machine's going to go ahead. It should fly over all of these peasants, do a quick repair job on all of these units. Quick repair job on all of those units once they're, as they perhaps could be making their way back out. No masonry finally going into improved masonry upgrades as well to try and add in a little bit of protection for these arcane and cannon towers. All right, gold mine still has about 15 minutes of mining left in that spot here. Meanwhile, this gold mine still also has about 15 minutes of mining left, and then, all of the gold, save for this gold mine in the front spot, will be done. All right, 4 cannon towers, not even bothering with guard towers, going for arcane towers instead, as the squadron of flying machines are making their way back out as a mass teleport comes in, adding in siege engines on top of this. The siege engines do not have that anti-air attack, even though I thought they did for a moment. We're coming in for a bunch of repairs. Howl of Terror coming back across as the Tree of Eternity is under massive repairs. More fighting getting underway. Sorceress is going after the Goblin Shredder. Could end up taking it down. Goblin Shredder does get taken down, giving level 5 to the Pit Lord. Level 5 Pit Lord adding in more damage. Tranquility, however, now activating online. And which ultimate ability is going to be more impressive? Tranquility to keep your units alive, or mass teleport to keep your units where you want them to be. All right, Tranquility ultimate abilities do really change things up, and as this game goes longer and longer, we know that JohnnyCage is going to have access to 3 ultimate abilities. Alchemist is Midas Touch. Thank you for the host in Infostox. Hopefully I said your name correctly. Thank you for the host. Adding in the Alchemist, a Demon Hunter with Metamorphosis is scary enough. You're going to have ranged chaos splash damage that also has Orb of Venom damage over time. And on top of that, the Alchemist's touch to transmute and get gold would be, game-changing in and of itself. A crazy game with two ultimates that are both useful in and out of combat. The Tranquility helping keep units alive, meanwhile mass teleport moving all of these units constantly where you want them to be. All right, siege engines does have inner fire. Are we getting another siege engine as well? Yes, we are, just focusing onto the buildings to try and finish things off. Adding in the anti-air attack could be useful though, as is the siege. Can the siege engine actually attack both at the same time? I actually don't believe so. Coming back through, let's go ahead and speed things up to 8 times speed until, the Archmage tries to do something. That's always going to be the tipping point. If I see a mass teleport, gonna go ahead and slow things down. There's the 3 siege engines. They are summoning some more invisibility coming on through, but no side ready. Brilliance Aura making their way as well. All right. 8 minutes, both sides just still not doing very much of anything, maxing out on mana, and it's these situations where I'm glad I don't cast live games, having 5 minutes of, hey, we're not doing anything until I feel absolutely certain about what's going to be going down. All right, Archmage, everything is all topped off here. Well, it seems as though no mining happening. Oh, there we go. Coming in for a mass teleport across maybe only 4 times speed. Going to try and finish off some of these buildings here. Moonwell's getting taken down very quickly. Archmage now trying to back away as the Mountain Giants picking up some clubs, able to take down some of those siege engines really, really quickly. Archmage took quite a bit of damage. Needed to use, I believe he used the Scroll of Town Portal in order to get out of that situation. We are once again at 80 supply compared to 76. And, well, Alchemist didn't gain that much more experience. Metamorphosis not online as of yet. But taking down those Moonwells are key as they provide mana and hit points to the enemy hero, or to the, TGW's enemy heroes. Coming back through, one Tree of Life actually trying to hide itself across over here, getting aggroed by the creeps. I'm not quite sure what this was about, but yeah, they're gonna just try and hide itself and perhaps not be scouted out. How is it still being attacked even though it isn't attacking back? There's no line of sight there, and it's still, well, making its way through. All right, gonna try and continue to make its way back over as we're still looking at more siege engines. Oh, 6 siege engines to try and shut down the Night Elf army. All right, let's go ahead. Go up to 4 times speed. 8 seems to be a bit too fast if the action does come in quickly. Archmage ready to pull the trigger. Oh, here we are. Archmage teleporting inside, going after the Tree of Eternity. Siege engines do, in fact, have that anti-air attack if the Hippogriffs try and get a bit too close. Tree of Eternity taken down there, and now going to go ahead and teleport back out. A lot of splash damage across multiple units as they do teleport away again. All right, hit and run tactics getting very, very annoying here. But however, well, JohnnyCage is already playing a game of, you know what? If you're going to be annoying, I'm going to hide a tree in the middle of this forest, and it's going to be difficult to spot. Hide and sneak fun indeed. A Tree of Eternity. Oh, there was already a Tree of Life hiding off over here. All right, so the Tree of Eternity quickly taken down, but a new Tree of Life is already in position. Demon Hunter going to get cleaned up. Demon Hunter going to clean up that water elemental, getting closer. I think it got experience. But then again, maybe not. There goes a quick flare again as this Tree of Life is going to be hiding off to the north. Very difficult to spot. And, well, is he going to eat another tree? If he eats any more trees, he may actually expose himself to his opponent. Yeah, he might have actually exposed himself to his opponent right there if he is not careful. All right, trying to hide right next to his opponent's base. Meanwhile, this Tree of Life, there was already a Tree of Life here. Trying to hide along all of these paths here as well. All right, Archmage with mass teleporting siege engines just trying to be very, very annoying. And that seems to be the strategy again as another mass teleport inside to take down a handful of Moonwells. The siege engines can't really even fight against the Demon Hunter here as the siege engines are just taking down Moonwell after Moonwell. There goes another building again. Hippogriffs trying to come over. However, the siege engines now with that, anti-air attack, getting in a couple of bits of splashes. Tranquility coming online as well. And what happened there? Entangle onto the Archmage. Archmage no longer using the Scroll of Town Portal, fighting this battle out a little bit longer than I thought they would. Demon Hunter getting Tranquility, still staying alive somehow. Howl of Terror being used. And, well, how is this battle still going on? And no Scroll of Town Portal, instead using Mass Teleport again in order to escape, leaving behind 3 siege engines. That could end up giving... Nope. It's going to be a Scroll of Town Portal. Siege engines are going to be left behind here to finish off the remaining buildings. Meanwhile, Tree of Life gets pressured once again as a couple of siege engines try to finish off this Tree of Life here. Untangling itself so it no longer has fortified armor. We're going to have a Scroll of Town Portal as this Tree of Life going to get taken out as well. Beautiful hit and run tactics as we're still seeing siege engines finishing off the Chimera Roost off over here. All right, more buildings getting taken out. New Tree of Life being placed down here. We know that there's a Tree of Life here and a Tree of Life hiding off to the north. Siege engines now looking to back away as the Archmage and Pitlord are trying to heal up. No staff, well, Siege engine, Staff of Sanctuary, yep. It's trying to Staff of Sanctuary save these siege engines and then roll them back out onto the battlefield here in just a moment. Only a handful of buildings are left, but these buildings are going to be difficult to spot. One Ancient of Lore here, one Ancient of Lore here, and, well, that they're just going to be difficult to spot indeed. Siege engines going after this Ancient of Wind. Meanwhile, a main battle happened over at the expansion here. This is not a good fight for JohnnyCage to be in. He is completely surrounded by cannon towers. We do have Metamorphosis online, but the arcane towers have removed all of that mana. Tranquility coming back online to try and keep some of these units alive. Or Keeper of the Grove actually taking some arcane feedback damage as well as the Demon Hunter retreats back, perhaps forgetting that there is going to be arcane towers to remove mana from the Demon Hunter, preventing Metamorphosis. All right, this is going to be a difficult fight indeed to try and find all of the necessary find all of the remaining buildings. Siege engines not able to easily get into those forest locations either, as they are simply just too large. Healing spray now being used by the Alchemist, Keeper of the Grove. Tranquility, only another 20 seconds to be used as the Mountain Giants use their long-range siege attack to try and fight back here. Are we going to see some more, Druids of the Claw getting taken down? It looks that way. Units are just getting taken out all over the place here again and again, as they are getting pressured back once more. All right, where are all of these units? Siege Cannon Tower trying to get in some damage. Metamorphosis now, range Chaos Splash damage indeed. Going to open up the damage. Meanwhile, Archmage says, you know what? I am out of here. I'm going to teleport to a different location. But why teleport here? Trying to find another Tree of Life. All right, going to trade bases, as this gold mine, this location, I guess, no longer worth saving. Only 600 gold left. And, well, at this point, taking down a Tree of Life is just as good as getting 600 gold here. Alchemist, however, going to gain a little bit more experience, get closer to level 5, perhaps get access to Healing Spray level 3. All right, Tranquility, both sides fighting their way through. And what is this? JohnnyCage pretty much giving a nice little smile, going back the other way. This Tree of Life is retreating all the way back. More siege engines making their way over. But we know that there's still one Tree of Life hiding off to the north here, one Ancient of Lore here, and one Ancient of Lore hidden down here. Siege engines are not going to be able to easily spot this at all, and even if they are easily spotted, they are going to be very difficult to get to. All right, Arcane Tower about to get finished off, and is this going to turn into a base race? But, well, you just can't find your opponent's hidden bases, and that's the reason why you lose. Keeper of the Grove hoping to get off another Tranquility here in just a moment. Where is that Keeper of the Grove going? I don't know, as one Ancient of Lore gonna get taken down. All right, one Ancient of Lore quickly getting pressured off over here. All that range damage. It does have heavy armor right now, since it is uprooted, taking bonus damage from the casters, and, well, not that much lower damage from the Archmage, who is attacking. Meanwhile, coming back on through, more farms going to get taken down. Mountain Giants putting in pressure, trying to take down the other buildings here. And this is turning into a base race. Three ultimate abilities. A Metamorphosis going to be coming back online here. The expansion here now taken out. And now, where is the remaining bases? Siege engines have rolled all over the place, trying to find where exactly their opponent can be, and it is still not found. Siege engine now rolling on into here. Archmage is going to be catching up, trying to just let that siege engine go through. And, well, finding another Ancient of Lore here. All right, going to try and finish this Ancient of Lore off, dropping in some water elementals, trying to get into position. More siege engines going to be rolling on in. Meanwhile, the Hippogriff and the Mountain Giants are now pushing their way inside the main base here. All right, this is turning into a straight-up army fight here. Archmage going to try and go after this position. Water elementals, siege engines, Ancient of Lore trying to back its way through and trying to hide from all of this damage, but it looks as though that Ancient of Lore is finally going to get taken out. All right, one building left. Tree of Life actually escapes now, and the Tree of Life no longer hiding amongst the trees, as that's exactly where TGW is looking for. Gonna try and position it with the rest of the army here. A new town hall being built down here and down here as well, as he recognizes that this could turn into a base race scenario. Siege engines acting as waypoints for mass teleportation as well, as the armies are rolling on out. But the ability to heal is going to be a very big bonus for the Keeper of the Grove and that Alchemist. Siege engine now trying to retreat back, and I believe TGW may actually be in trouble. JohnnyCage only has one building left, and he's actually going to hide this tree of life inside his opponent's starting location. Siege engines continuing to fight here. There's no flying machines nearby. More of that anti-air rockets being fired here as the Archmage continuing this battle as well. Invisibility onto the Archmage. Not quite sure what it hopes to do as the Mountain Giant. Oh, the Mountain Giant's going to act as a doorstop. Oh, that is absolutely hilarious. The Mountain Giant is going to hold the door to that tree of life, and the siege engines can't actually take it down easily. All right, Entangle going down onto that priest right there. 71 supply compared to 68. Another siege engine gonna be lost here. Of town halls being positioned all across the place, as well the fairy dragons could try and stop that peasant from doing its job. This town hall nearly completed. How many workers are out onto the battlefield? 3 are left. Archmage trying to finish the job here. Are they going to be able to take down some of these buildings, as the town hall was nearly completed, but that one will not be finished. All right, what is going on here? Saying I too can hide farms in the middle of nowhere. That's exactly what this peasant is doing. He is now absolutely stuck in that position. Meanwhile, off to the north here, this tree of life is in a position where, he cannot be reached easily at all. Meanwhile, Archmage is trying to finish off the remaining buildings here, and this is turning into a base race spot going into 2x speed, as both sides are just trying to constantly defend against each other. What is happening here? One Mountain Giant here. Tree of life still hiding off this location. It looks as though this town hall is actually mining a bit of gold, unable to really build up any additional farms, or more farms could be built off over here, interestingly enough, to try and get in some additional peasants to mine in more gold. Meanwhile, there was one flying machine, and I believe it scouted out this tree of life, as the siege engines are now getting pressured away again. Demon Hunter chasing after these units once more, looking at another farm. That farm is going to end up being destroyed. This is the last town hall, and with this last town hall, what is going to go down? Hippogriffs going to be protecting the tree of life from the air. A wall of mountain giants protecting everything from the ground. Goblins, fairy dragons picking down the siege engine, and now the siege engine is actually stuck. The siege engine is stuck in a place I thought there was going to be no place to land. That dizziness is a very, very, very slow attack speed right now. Trying to finish off all of those units. Mountain Giants still holding that door. Water Elemental trying to make its way in, and not going to be able to do that at all, as the Keeper of the Grove is going to finish off that siege engine again. All right. Perhaps some scrolls of healing will be used. There is one priest left. That is it. Pit Lord sitting at level 5. Siege engines could try and staff a preservation, or staff a sanctuary, that siege engine back home. But I guess it just is not worth it right now. All right, down to 92 gold. Archmage buying a potion of invulnerability, trying to make its way or make its presence known. Can he actually teleport inside their tranquility here with a whole bunch of bears hiding? Mass teleport will not be able to get into that position at all. The air is being owned by the sky, so a Goblin Zeppelin will not be able to easily drop, as the siege engines are starting to roll on over. Trying to build some additional, or trying to staff a sanctuary, these siege engines back to give them full hit points may actually be very, very beneficial here, as the Pit Lord now going to try and run off to the north. All right, still no sign of an end in this game. This is the last tree of life. Both sides down to one main town hall and, I guess one additional farm for TGW. All right. 53 minutes into this game, siege engine's going to be doing a bit of attacking. Goblin Zeppelin now trying to retreat back. Are we going to see a mass teleport to try to get into that position? That is the question here. A rain of fire. There's an anti-air attack as well, as we're trying to push their way through. Pit Lord trying to make a play, not going to be able to do anything here. Meanwhile, a tree ant down here could easily get picked off. Archmage is still level 6 after all this time. And, still no end in sight. Fairy dragons, siege engine getting taken down once more. Pit Lord, invisibility not coming to an end yet. More More Staff of Sanctuaries could be used here in just a moment. Meanwhile, there is a tree and trying to find this farm, and it is going to find this farm here. Nope, he's not going to find the farm. Just going to go ahead and double back around. All right, Keeper of the Grove, Alchemist, now making its way back over here. The heroes are gone. Peasant is trying to run away. Oh, he needs to drop off that bag of gold. If he dropped off that bag of gold, another farm could have been built. Now this building is going to end up getting taken down, and this is going to be the last farm left. Meanwhile, off to the north here, are they going to be able to fight their way through? Archmage now trying to run back off to the north here. Is there a Scroll of Town Portal? Yes, Keeper of the Grove does have a Scroll of Town Portal, and he may be able to win this out. JohnnyCage may be able to hold out and win out long enough, as we are looking at the units trying to fight their way through here. All right, Siege Engines now going to be trying to push in once more. Archmage is going to be able to drop some Water Elementals or do anything. Scroll of Town Portal now trying to retreat all the way to the back. And what is going to go down? There's a Scroll of Town Portal, and it lands straight up on top of the fight here. Siege Engine is going to be able to defend easily. Army is going to be far too small. JohnnyCage is going to win this game. TGW, well, JohnnyCage is going to win this game. TGW unable to get past the cheese here of a Tree of Life being hidden in a forest, blocked by 3 bears and 2 mountain giants. All the motor teams were down to clear up the trees, and that is it. All right, let's see what the final score is. A marathon of a game, 54 minutes. Getting to the final score here. Apparently, he just wanted to finish off all of those heroes anyways. In the end, the additional heroes and, well, preemptively knowing to start hiding trees in forests ended up giving JohnnyCage the win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.